Hey everyone, Kira here. This is gonna be a pretty serious video, as you could tell by the intro, obviously. So again, if you're triggered by any of those topics, I suggest you click off now. So, what exactly are we talking about today? Today we're gonna be talking about the whole H0peful Lucille situation. And oh my god. No. Honestly, do I think that she deserves to be deplatformed? Kind of. I think that she really needs to get help. However, I think she really needs to get off the internet because, oh my god, stop. Alright. Freaking fifth time recording this line. Alright, so basically what happened, Streamline Workshop made 2 videos exposing H0peful Lucille of being a child groomer, and H0peful Lucille made a extremely shitty response video, and today we're going to be reacting to that extremely shitty response video. Now, first off, as I said before in the very beginning, if any of these topics trigger you in any way, shape, or form, I suggest clicking off this video now, considering what we're about to go into. Also show Streamline Workshop some love. I'll link her video explaining her side of the story in the little eye icon that should be appearing right about now. She made a whole Google Drive file of proof, so yes, this did actually happen. You know, show her a little support, subscribe to her channel, and I'll like some of her videos, leave a nice little compliment to her and all that. Because, you know, with this whole situation going on, she's been going through a lot, and you know, I don't know her personally, but I am a pretty big fan of hers. I do love her content, and yeah. And also her artwork is really good, just saying. But enough of me rambling. Let's watch this freaking Nagito wannabe try to tell toddlers that she did not just do a crime.
Before we start this session, I'd like to address the obvious.
Very first thing I can notice. Now you're probably wondering why I stopped that clip real quickly. Okay, first off, she's using manipulation here already. Now you probably don't know what I'm trying to say here. Alright, to give you a little context, Nagito from Danganronpa 2, fan-loved character from preteens to children to freaking teenagers, even adults. You guys are catching on, right? Because she's freaking trying to act like Nagito, and her talk sprite looks like a trace version of Nagito's talk sprite from Danganronpa 2. As a person who's actually in the Danganronpa fanbase, I will just like to say, in the name of all the Danganronpa fans, we do not claim this person as part of our fanbase. We do not associate ourselves with that person, alright? Lucille is using a fan-loved character in a serious situation, treating this like it's a video game.
My name isn't and never was Sam nor Max. The reason I was called by either of these names was that at first everyone knew me by the character Sam, who was a skeleton. That was a carbon copy of Sans a skeleton, except that he wore a blue wig. Max was a nickname closest to my real name, and as a bonus, it was also unisex. Soon after a while, everyone called me by Sam, and those who knew me a little better would call me Max. I'm not upset with either names because during the time I was called Sam/Max was when I was going through my transitional phase. Most of you should know what I'm referring to, right? I wasn't comfortable with my female-given body and tried to play the role of a male.
Grade A, she already contradicted herself within 36 seconds. So she just went from, well, I don't go by these names, never did. Then she just freaking goes, well, yeah, my name was Sam and Max while I was transitioning. Now, a quick little note here, I do not approve of dead naming or using the wrong pronouns for a person. Respect a person's pronouns. Don't dead name people. Simple, okay? I'm just saying she already contradicted herself on something so freaking simple as your name. I'm just saying, you can really tell a lot because, you know, she's already contradicting herself on something so freaking simple and easy as your name.
Which brings me to my first argument. Or would it be more of a statement? I'm not exactly arguing with anyone right now. Would this be considered presenting my thoughts on the current topic? Anyway, the continuous suspicions on why I changed my username and profile picture. Sadly, I can't say anything on the matter because if I told you I was planning on changing it before the situation started, you wouldn't believe me, right?
You probably noticed that I put a little right counter in the little corner there. That's because this woman keeps on saying right every 20 seconds and annoys the ever-loving shit out of me.
And another thing I'd like to mention while I'm clearing up misinformation is... Can you see something wrong with these comments? Should I make it easier for you?
Ma'am, would it not hurt you to read the comments? Because I swear to God, those comments are more shorter than a goldfish's attention span. As someone who actually does struggle with keeping focus and all that and has like a short attention span, it wouldn't hurt you to read the comments. Jesus Christ. I mean, I know I'm being a hypocrite by not reading the comments to you, but like, listen, it's just a critique to her. I'm just saying.
When I met Iris, she was the age of 15, right? Now, I'm going to give you terms that I could be classified under. Pedophile, H0peful, and H0peful.
Okay, basically here she just lists off a lot of versions of the, not YouTube friendly word that starts with a P. And basically, she calls Streamline a telephile, which basically means you have sexual attraction to adults. Well, here's a contradiction though, lady. Streamline Workshop is actually asexual, meaning that she doesn't feel any sexual attraction whatsoever. Means that your opinion is lip bullshit.
But I have a feeling that bringing this up won't make the situation any easier, right? Well, I'll let it slide for now.
I think that's enough Google research. Right, I never gave you the answer either. Well, perhaps I'll tell you some other time. Or maybe never at all, since it's not that surprising. Now then, you probably wanted me to talk about my side of the story, correct? Unfortunately, it won't be that easy since you'll most likely have to take everything I say with a pint of salt. You see, my previous account is deleted. The screenshot Iris has provided should be an obvious indication that whatever I say now can't be fully proven because of the lost account and its contents. But keep in mind, when I lie in a situation like this, now I can't give you my exact word for word because of my deteriorating memory span.
But why don't we do the obvious and start from the beginning? From when I first met Iris. I can't give you the approximate date, but we were both introduced to one another by a mutual friend at the time. I didn't think I'd be invited into an online family where I was the one playing the role of dad, meanwhile Iris was playing the role of mom. It wasn't an immediate attraction since I unfortunately knew that she was underage. However, it was her that initiated the crush-like behavior. But hearing that doesn't change my situation, does it?
Oh, I'm fucking sorry, Miss Adult. You're a adult. You're supposed to be... Oh my god. You're supposed to draw the line between relationship and not good relationship. Alright? It's your job for you to say, no, small child, we should not be doing this. You're a minor. I'm an adult. This is fucking illegal. Oh, but no. You just had to go, okay, small child, you may be a minor, I may be a 22-year-old adult. You know, let's just do this romantic relationship. It doesn't matter that we're breaking the law. I mean, I know I'm just grooming you, but, you know.
Things slowly began to progress with the both of us. I'm unsure of who confessed their feelings first since that part of me is still hazy. But there is a keynote here. Neither of us officially dated.
You had romantic feelings for a minor. I know that at this point in the timeline that you're stating right now, no one confessed yet. However, you still had romantic feelings and love for a minor. That changes nothing. You still groomed her.
Eventually, Iris told me in a personal environment that she wasn't looking for a relationship and wanted to focus on herself, her school, the whole spiel. I agreed to this. Neither of us were in a relationship from before or then on. But you can't take my word for it now, can you? Think back to what I said before. My account is deleted, right? So take everything I say with a barrel of salt.
And I'll fucking gladly debunk every single bullshit of salt that you say in this video.
I like to bring up the times we've physically seen each other. Unfortunately, my physical appearance doesn't look like that of a 22-year-old. I'm shorter than Iris is, and I act younger than I'm supposed to be.
You're saying that you physically met the minor, and that you are acting younger than you're supposed to be. I'm so pissed off and mad about this whole situation. Lucille, if you're watching this, please, we are begging you. Everyone is asking you to please go get some therapy.
Our first meeting was when both of us were in our honeymoon phase. Not dating, yet we held hands, both making sure that the other was comfortable with the act. We also hugged and gave each other kisses on the cheek. There are photos of our time together, but for the sake of Iris, I won't release these images unless permitted by her.
First off, those are the clear signs of grooming. You just outed yourself for grooming a minor. Second, take note of the final part of the clip because we're going to come back to that in a little tiny bit.
How about we briefly change the topic to the comments I received during the first couple of hours she uploaded her video. This comment I received was by my younger sister, Rory, the same person who was running my previous server during my disappearance until its inevitable end. So before you try to use this as evidence for sexual misconduct to a minor, please don't. And I'm begging that you do not attempt to harass me or her by saying this is incest. If you care about minors so much, then leave my sister alone, okay?
The fact that you're using your own fucking alleged sister to try to distract us from the fact that you just groomed a minor, I don't know what to say. Your Overlord 2020, help us now.
And because there's too many of you to properly name, I'll just show as many screenshots as I can of what I'll be addressing next. Did you catch the theme in the comments? It shouldn't be that hard to figure out what it is, right? Well, if you don't know what it is, allow me to spell it out for you. Therapy. As much as I want to appreciate your concern for my well-being, you're not concerned about specifically me, are you?
First off, you should be really fucking happy that you're getting comments saying get therapy because I know very, very well that anyone else that did this to a minor will be slandered with death threats. And I'm not joking, okay? Second, they're telling you to get therapy because they're concerned. This isn't normal. This should never be normal to anyone, okay? Please, just get off the internet and get therapy. We're begging you.
However, telling me to get therapy isn't helping in the way you think it is. But even if I were to get therapy, it wouldn't help me either. You're treating therapy as if it were akin to curing mental illness. It's almost sickening.
Okay, first off, as far as I know and as far as the internet knows, you have not tried therapy yet. So you can't really say shit about it's not gonna work or you guys saying get therapy from me isn't helping. No, us saying for you to get therapy is probably one of the most greatest advice anyone could ever get. As someone who's actually gone through therapy for like more severe things, I'm not going to get too personal, but yeah, I went to therapy. As someone who's actually been through therapy a couple of times, it actually has helped me a tremendous amount. So I don't know. Please, I'm begging you, go to therapy. Get off the internet. Everyone on the internet is begging you to.
Which brings me to my next topic, grooming. Unfortunately, I can't say whether or not I have groomed Iris because it wasn't my intention to groom her. I wasn't getting anything out of it, unless you want to say that me romancing a 15-year-old was the motive. Or that I simply wanted emotional support.
The emotional support thing, yeah, I can definitely see that being your motive. I can definitely see that. I get that you probably don't get emotional support in your real life or anything like that, especially nowadays with 2020 going on. Listen, that doesn't mean groom a minor.
I'll be taking notes from this website in particular. Stage 1, targeting the victim. I'm sorry to say this, but I wasn't targeting anyone in particular. Stage 2, gaining the victim's trust.
Here she's just listing off points and trying to quote-unquote prove that she didn't groom the minor in question. However, there is actually multiple ways that people can actually groom a child. She's just treating this as this is the only way that people can groom a child.
Think of it like this. When you see someone physically being harassed, whether it is sexual or not, what would you do? You would immediately call the police and not get involved personally, right? As any normal human would do. You saw me as a potential predator and thus start to act on your own accord, telling me rather aggressively that I should seek help and admit to my wrongdoings.
First off, it's hard enough for victims to even come out about this type of stuff, okay? It's already hard enough for them. And sadly, as hard as it's to believe or even worry about, us bystanders can't really do anything because only the victim can report about this specific crime. Second, Streamline Workshop actually explained her own personal reasoning why she didn't contact the authorities in her own personal video. I'm not going to explain why she didn't in here because one, that's her own personal reason, and two, that's her business, not mine. I'm not part of her personal life, so I can't really say much. All I can really say is go watch her video and she will explain the reason why.
This video, this whole situation, it's about Streamline Workshop, right? And while we're speaking about Iris, let's go back to a previous topic that mentioned the severance. The time I disconnected myself entirely from the internet only to come back due to the harassment of a minor, my sister. But you probably didn't want to hear the last part, right?
Please stop saying right. I'm begging you.
I can't speak for them. I'm sure they have plenty to say about me, that I create or actively pursue drama, or that I control or manipulate others, or maybe I'm needy or that I use others to meet those needs, or perhaps I'm extremely critical of myself or others, or that I get easily jealous or envious of others, or that I complain about my bad fortune and others' good fortune, or maybe I abuse of substances and self-harm, or that I'm unwilling to seek help from loved ones or a therapist. Huh? Did I just list off the symptoms of a toxic person? But anyway, did it give her the right to say this comment?
I'm not sure if you guys been noticing, but I've been skipping a shitload of unneeded commentary on random ass shit and context for stuff because I'll be honest, I'm just skipping to the main points. Lucille, yes, you did just describe a toxic person. You just described yourself. Does she have the right to comment that? Yes, 100%.
If it makes you all happy or think that you're removing the despair by the roots before it grows into something potentially dangerous, then by all means, say whatever you want about me.
Gladly, I'll gladly say that you are a groomer. I'll gladly say that you groomed Streamline Workshop. I'll gladly say that Streamline Workshop deserves justice for what the fuck you just did, which is fucked up. I will gladly say that you need to stop acting like this is a video game. I'll gladly say that you need to stop acting like freaking Nagito and try to manipulate everyone.
You've probably been waiting for me to say this since the beginning. That answer I was talking about. You all believe that I'm attracted to a certain age group, right? But that's not true in my case. I'll be using him as a brief example. I won't be naming him since you'd all probably start to harass or warn him that I'm a possible child predator. But even so, I know he'd understand my point of view.
Do you honestly expect your spouse to support you on grooming a child? If he does, or if your spouse actually does, he's just as screwed up as you.
The truth is, I didn't like or love Iris because she was a minor. It was because I genuinely liked her as a person. She's the type of person to give rather than to take. She always put everyone else's needs in front of hers and kept her problems to herself because she believed it was her fault and that she was the only person who could take responsibility for her own problems. But I shouldn't be talking about her like that anymore.
Yeah, you really fucking shouldn't, because the way you just now described her makes me very concerned.
It's incredibly childish and a one-track way of thinking, don't you think? I'm one to speak. But thank you for taking the time to listen. I leave it up to you to come up with your own conclusion. Hope. A fair given life. Despair. A loss given strife. To meet them both could be folly, or that of a great ecstasy.
Okay, I know I said I wasn't going to be memey, but I couldn't resist putting that meme in. And, yeah, what the fuck was that? Why the fuck are you calling Nakito? This isn't a video game as far as I remember. As far as I remember, you groomed a child. But yeah, that's going to end today's video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Workshop's YouTube channel. She really does need the support concerning all the stuff that's been happening, and you know, it really make my day if you went and subscribed to her and all. I did a little tweet on my Twitter saying that you should go subscribe to her and with a little audio thing and get the point. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.